Welcome to the Dr. Nikki Starr Show, a podcast focused on spirituality, personal development, healing, and transformation to inspire you to live your ultimate potential and an epic life. I'm your host, Dr. Nikki Starr, a former medical doctor born into a lineage of Colombian shamans and healers with a mission to reach millions of people for the healing and awakening of humankind to co-create heaven on earth. As a spiritual teacher, transformational life coach, shamanic healer, and energy strategist, I am passionate about empowering people to connect to your multidimensional aspects and your creator power to live your highest potential timeline with more ease and grace. Every week, we cover topics in all areas of life, including love, relationships, career, business, mindset, manifestation, esotericism, wellness, and more. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, beautiful humans. I am Dr. Nikki Starr, and welcome to episode 6 of the Dr. Nikki Starr Show. Today, we will be talking about energy healing, energy work, the miracles that happen through it, the healing that happens, the prevention, the highest potential, and the infinite possibilities that open up to us through energy healing and energy work. Now, I made a distinction between energy healing and energy work because I do find they are different. They have different functions, and it's different ways of understanding how we can use energy to optimize our being, to heal, cure ourselves of anything that is not serving us, any dis-ease, any illness, any disease. I also today want to talk about the different types of energy and energy work and energy healing that you can experience. So let's first begin with energy and energy work. So as you know, if you're listening to this podcast, I believe that you already agree with a lot of what I'm going to say. But because there may be some people tuning in, I'm going to go back to basics and really talk about the foundation of what energy is and how it functions through healing and energy work as well. So energy as we know it is this unseen force that powers things. And we know this to be true because when we plug something into the socket, it turns on like an electrical device, like a computer. You can't see energy, but you know it's running through the cord of whatever you're plugging in, be it a lamp, be it your computer, be it your refrigerator, whatever needs energy to run. Now, humans, we also need energy to run and function, and this is connected to our spirit, our energy. But just like anything needs a continued supply of that source, so do we. This is why we eat. Right? We are replenishing our energy sources. This is why we go into the sun. Know that the sun energy is food for us as well. If you don't spend enough time in the sun, you will get sick. Even certain processes in the body convert the light energy of the sun into energy that we can use, such as the formation of vitamin D, for example. And also we take in those photons through our eyes. There are light receptors in our eyes that take the photons, which are the energy molecule of light, and it goes into our body and our being. And this is when we see things like seasonal affective disorder, when people experience depression and feeling down when they're not in the sun enough. We also absorb energy through the skin, through our energy centers, which are in the palm of our hands. We have 7 main energy centers in our body, through the center of our body. And I can go in detail on chakras in another podcast. And chakras is the word for it in the yogic lineage, but there are many lineages, and I prefer to stay neutral, so I will say energy centers. And we have micro energy centers as well. So the way the spirit, the energy of your spirit comes in, and even there's other things like breath, like we breathe, that air is a form of energy. Prana, it's called prana in yogic lineage. But essentially, there's energy in the air. And just by breathing, or if we take a few deep breaths, we find that we can energize ourselves just through the energy that is in the air. There's energy in all of the elements, and we can even call upon the energy of the earth to support us as humans. So right now, I'm going to talk about energy work for a moment. So energy work is utilizing energy for whatever function we want it to do for us. So because different types of energy exist, like I just talked to you about prana energy, which exists in the air, and we even find prana energy when we're like near a waterfall, when there's like high winds, when you go to certain places in nature and there's this certain essence in the air, it's very energizing. This is prana that you feel. There is also, like I mentioned, the energy of the sun. There's also the earth energy. There is energy in different types of energy healing. So notice that there's energy work that we can call upon different forms of energy, but then there's energy healing. So we tap into different containers of energy that exist. So you have probably heard of Reiki, you've heard of Qigong, you've heard of light language, or maybe not, but we'll go into that as well. And that will be its own episode as well, because light language is so in and of itself, its own rabbit hole. But depending on the type, and there's so many types of energies that we can call upon for healing. There's the energies of the highest frequencies of love and light. There's energies of different frequencies, like the spectrum, when we see color. And you can see this through sound with solfeggio tones, which are a type of music that we can tune into. So there is so much, even through sound healing with wave frequencies. This is a form of energy healing. So we can use energy in so many ways to empower ourselves. And this is really, I feel, an untapped potential for the mainstream. So people who are on a spiritual path, it's likely that you have experienced energy work in some capacity. And I feel like it's another way to access our being for our greatest becoming. So for example, you would use meditation and mindset work to access the mind to shift beliefs, but you can also use energy. And you don't have to even be conscious of the energy, but you do have to believe in energy work, I feel, in order for it to work on you. But I also feel that skeptics have come to my classes and such and have experienced transformational experiences in that one class. So you also can be skeptical and it can still work. But I think that for some people who are really resistant to it, they might think like, oh, this is hocus pocus. Now, when it comes to all these different types of energy, really is like you're calling upon a container of energy to support you, to channel through that energy through your body so that you can feel a shift of some kind. So I feel like energy work is the miracle work. When they talked about Jesus, I believe Jesus was a person who lived on earth. And when they talk about all these miracles he did, in my opinion, I feel like he was just doing energy work. He was just an energy worker, because that's what happens with energy work or energy healing. It's like this instant transformation. People have come to my classes and sessions, have a headache, have back pain, feel badly, boom. You have some time in the energy field and the energy work and everything shifts. You feel better. Even how you're thinking about situations change. It's really incredible. So for me, I'm a big fan of energy work, and I feel like I'm an energy specialist, an energy strategist. The foundation of all of my work, even in my coaching clients, even in my business coaching clients, is really all energy work. And it's not just talking about energetics, that's its own thing. I'm actually talking about running and channeling energy through someone's body, mind, energy field, home, space, offerings, whatever it is. We can do energy work and energy healing on anything. And the reason why I say it's the miracle work is because we really don't know exactly how it works. Like, we do to some degree, but also it's like, how all of a sudden do you have pain and not? And what I feel and believe is happening and know that's happening is blockages are getting removed with the energy work. Just because you can't see with the naked eye, and that doesn't mean everyone can. So I can see energy as well. Like I can see people's auras and things and colors around their auras. And that's a way. Color is energy. Emotions are energy. Like everything is energy. And some of it you can really see, and others not as much. And that's part of what we talked about in the spiritual awakening episode. That's part of what you're doing, is awakening to more of your potential. And part of that is you can start to see energy. So what's happening through energy healing and energy work is when you run it through certain meridians in the body, or you run it in someone's energy field, you start to shift what's already there. So if there is a blockage, which is oftentimes what creates dis-ease or pain, and you release it and remove it, and the blockage can be created by a whole bunch of things, be it other people's energy, an entity, an energy form, just not using, having it be clogged up with emotions and thoughts or belief systems, because beliefs and thoughts are energy too. So when we start to move and run energy consistently in the body, this is a healthy body. It's like a well-oiled machine. But when there's clogs and blockages, this is what creates challenge and obstacles and all the other things we see in our lives. So the truth is, we want to be full of our own energy, not have anyone else's energy in our space, not have any cords, not have any other thought forms or things that we're plugged into or things that are plugged into us. We're going to be fully sovereign energetically, so free of outside influences, energetically speaking, because this is when we operate in our highest capacity. And this is when we really step into our true power, and we also make decisions from our truth. Because if anyone else's energy is inside your field, you're going to be influenced by that. It's also creating an energy leak. So if you're even it can manifest as being physically tired, but also even money issues can be caused by energy leaks. Even any form of disease can be caused by an energy leak. You not feeling fully aligned, or things not flowing or manifesting or being created in your life with ease and grace, can be because of an energy leak. Our aura, which is the energy space all around us that's unseen. It's like, imagine you have this egg shape around you that's greater than arm's distance in all directions when it's healthy. And that is full, shine, brighting, clean, clear, full of your energy, so that you can walk around the world and be in environments and feel really safe and also feel really energized. And so a lot of energy work and healing is clearing out the blocks, the entities, the people, the thoughts, the things that are in your field that are not you. It's also about collecting all of your energy back to you and containing you within yourself. So if there's any holes or tears or patches or things in your that create the boundary of your energy field, you want to fix that up, because that's going to really shift things in your life. It's also about clearing out the thought forms and anything that is affecting your thinking or influencing your thinking that's not you or not serving. And it's also about running energy and different types of energy through meridians in the body. So we have a bunch of different energy meridians. So we also have organ meridians based on Chinese medicine, but there's also energy meridians, which are different. And they do coincide in some ways. And different lineages, because I've done so many types of spiritual healing education, and along with my medical school education, and I do, even though I don't practice Chinese medicine, I have received a lot of it. So I understand where different organ systems and how it happens, where if you get a clog, and it can feel just like a pain or a blockage in like a part of your arm or a part of your shoulder or wherever, and it can be associated with an organ. And something's going on with that organ. And the moment we clean up the meridian lines in the organ, things start to flow. And then we see the manifestation of things happening in our life in real time also enhance. So your body, your energy is a hologram of what's happening in your outside life. So as you maintain and optimize and align your energy, your life also starts to happen and flow in that way. And so I always highly recommend energy work or healing. I love it. And guess what? It's not just when you have pain or when you're sick or something's going wrong. That's one form. So like I talked to you about. So that's like energy healing, for example. And so as I went through the different phases of what you do with energy work, so you can also run it through the body. And then by doing this, you can then charge the field. So you cleanse them, but then you also want to charge them, first bringing in the person's energy and then charging it with another energy that's like optimized. That is for healing. That's for miracles. That's for ascension. That's for expansion. That's more like universal energies, healing energies from different containers. And there are countless types of energy healing. People have named theirs over the years. For me personally, I received a download in a meditation of how to use mine. And it gave me very specific instructions. I was not activated into energy healing by anyone, but you can be activated. So I have people who've gone through mentorships with me, and then I activate them into the healing modalities that I use. And so it is like a channel that gets opened up, and then the energy can flow through, and then you can use that for healing yourself and healing others. And the beautiful thing when you're an energy healer is when you give a healing, you get a healing, because that healing frequency channels through you as well. And it is a responsibility as an energy healer, an energy worker, to optimize and enhance your energy as much as possible, because you are the channel through which energy is flowing through to help support another person. That's why it's so important, if you choose an energy healer or worker, that you like their energy, that you're drawn to their energy. You feel like it's bright, it's shining, it's strong, it's radiant, it's love. It's all the things that like you would feel comfortable and healed in this person's presence. So, and that's kind of obvious, but I just want to state that because, you know, there is an aspect, as much as energy healers and workers, we know that it's in our highest and best. And if you are an energy healer or worker, you may not know this as if you're just starting out, but you're never supposed to give your own energy away. And a lot of healers die young because they do that. And it is a practice. Like I had to learn that the hard way. There's so many times I was giving my energy away, and so many times that I wasn't really fully following certain protocols to protect myself. And some healers have this martyr syndrome, you know, like even like we think of Jesus again, like he died on the cross. Like there was an aspect of being a martyr, like I'm sacrificing myself for everyone else. And this is something a lot of healers have, and this is a big no-no. And this is why it's so important to both pay for energy healing and charge for it, because there is an energy exchange that's happening. Energy healing is not something you really want to gift, because the person has to really choose it with their will. And part of that is an energy exchange, because you're receiving energy. So you want to give energy in some way to receive the healing and the effects of that energy healing. And I find that when people really pay for their healing, it actually works better, because you don't take it for granted. It shows you're really energetically invested in it. And also for the healer, it's a form of protection, because some people kind of can be energy vampires as well. So as a way to protect yourself, if you are an energy healer, it's so important that you charge, and you charge what you feel is appropriate. And there's no right price for anything. It's what you feel as the energy worker, healer, practitioner, and generally as you advance in your experience, as you go and have different levels of education, and you attune to different classes and courses, and you go to different mentors. And so as you evolve yourself and invest in yourself, then generally your prices will go up as well. But there's no right or wrong price. It's whatever feels best for the practitioner. And same thing, as the person receiving the energy work, you will feel, one, who's the best person for you, but two, what price is aligned for you, where you're at, and what you're hoping to realize. And not even just hoping, but intending. Because I feel that when people are at the level of receiving energy work and energy healing, it's really about expansion. And that gets us into the next reason of why you would use energy work. It's not just to heal disease and illness, or if you have pain or anything like that. It's really about optimizing your being. So remember, we talked about in the last episode, it's like beyond healing and health and into your ultimate potential. So even as a healthy, well person, I love receiving energy work, because when I go and do energy work on myself or receive it from another colleague, I feel like I enter a realm of infinite possibilities. When we're working with energy work, we're working with the quantum space, we're working with the universe, we're working with the ultimate, the all that is. And in that space, everything is possible. Infinite possibilities are possible. And because energy work is like the miracle work, you really tap into an alternative space. I wouldn't even say it is alternative, but it's also an expanded space. It's a space where you can receive insight, awareness, downloads. It's like an enhancer to meditation. And what's beautiful about energy work is it helps you get into that meditative state because it's a certain frequency that's coming through. So then it starts to synchronize your brainwaves and you start to feel sensations like tingling and warmth, and everyone feels it differently. But for me, I experience a sensation of feeling high. And this is partly why, and I will have an episode on substance-free living, but part of why I went substance-free is when I started meditating and channeling through energy work, I got a very clear message of it's time to leave all kinds of substances behind because now you can access everything and all of it with your energy gifts. And I have had people tell me that when they come into the workshops or have an energy healing session, that it's literally like they're going on a journey, like with plant medicine, but without the plant medicine, because that frequency is so powerful and is filled with everything you need to support you in your greatest becoming. So as you're receiving the energy work, you're receiving messages, insights, downloads, both conscious, unconscious, and subconscious. And that's also another reason I love energy work is it works at the subconscious level by programming in an intention, both by the practitioner and the person receiving it. You can literally realize your goals, your dreams, your desires, what you wish to achieve, experience, etc. So for me, energy work is the miracle work. And as I've mentioned before, going back to how it can be used for healing or even beyond healing, it can be used for prevention. So in one of the previous episodes, I talked about how if we think of our beings as past, present, and future, our blood is the present, our bones and tissues are the past because everything in the body is processed already, but the future is actually our energy field. So by doing energy work, we're strengthening our energy field, and our energy field is predicting the future of our health. So you could have some dis-ease in your aura, and if you do energy work, you can clear it before it even manifests into a physical disease or ailment. So if, just like you brush your teeth so you don't get cavities, you want to take care of your aura so you don't get disease. So back in 2014, and it was 14, around 14, 15, when I started guiding meditations and energy, and my meditations are very energy focused. They're very functional. They're a time to listen, but we're also doing certain things with our consciousness and awareness to create certain matrices and energy fields around us as well as within the body. And we're running energy through certain meridians. We're doing certain things with the energy to really expand our power of our energy, our brightness, our light, because then we become magnetic to everything we're desiring, calling in, and creating. So it helps to increase the synchronicity and the flow of life. And so back when I first started, I coined a term called energy hygiene. And energy hygiene is just like you brush your teeth and you wash your face and you take a shower from the dirt of just living life so that you can also prevent cavities, you prevent smelliness, you clear the smelliness. The same is true for your energy, both around your field and inside your body and mind as well. So energy work is really powerful for prevention because it helps us to clean our field, optimize it, align it, so that we are most aligned, bright, and shining, and then that will translate into everything in our life being that way as well. So it's so important for you to, and anyone, I recommend energy healing and energy work to everyone and anything, regardless of what you're experiencing. It keeps you at the top of your game. And as I mentioned, it expands you into infinite potentials because when you are in that energy healing space or energy work space, the mind it is a form of a meditation because you're concentrated and focused. And then in that space, the mind can receive insights and downloads like, what are you going to create next? What are you going to do next? Or if there's a decision that's challenging you, it helps you to find the clarity. So much clarity, just like with meditation practice, so much clarity comes through energy healing and energy work. So the other way we can use energy work is for our embodiment. So I like to say that our embodiment is how we are being in our bodies. So, and it's connected to our emotions and our feelings, but it's a way we can be strategic, like who or what do I need to be in this moment for this outcome I want to experience? So for example, if you're someone who's very multidimensional and lives a very well-balanced life, you are going to be a certain kind of energy when you are in your business, which is more masculine. You're going likely, right? It's all relative because you can actually, I lead a feminine-led business, but when I'm talking to my team and I'm being direct about the edits and the changes that happen with the graphics or my social media posts, or when I send them copy to put with the post, if I need something to be a certain way, or if I'm sending them like anything, whatever needs to be done, this type of speaking orders and being direct with my energy is most serving to support them to realize their goals. So the better of a boss and a manager I am in my work environment when I'm dealing with my team, the better the outcome. The same as when I'm coming in to speak and teach and guide, the more I'm centered and aligned and I am open to receive the downloads from the universe, from my highest self, from my guides, from the libraries of consciousness that I bring to the planet, the more I'm in a receptive mode. So it is a receptive mode I'm in because I'm listening. And then I am transmitting, and being really clear is really important so that the message comes through clear. I'm choosing a certain embodiment in this moment. And it's very relaxed. It's very spacious. It's also very confident, right? So it's important that I'm confident in this moment. But when I'm with my partner, I want to be most in my feminine. I want to be really soft. I also want to be really receptive. And this creates stronger polarity so we can have better attraction, right? And so in different moments, different types of embodiment are important. And then when I'm meditating and I'm more on my own, or I'm in my writing energy, I'm more in a silent energy. And I'm also listening and I slow down and I'm really in stillness. But if I'm going to an event or a party or I'm going dancing, then my extrovert energy comes out, right? So in different moments, we can use energy and ways of being to support how we feel. So we can call upon different frequencies. So for example, if I'm going to be here guiding, speaking, when I'm in front of people, I call upon more of my life force to be present. But if I'm going to be writing and I want to be more still and meditating, I'm going to call upon more of a grounding energy to be present. So we can work with energies in different ways and call upon them from different sources, depending on what our intention is. So energy work I just love it, like so much. And we can receive it through many different ways and many different experiences. But I just recommend everyone to experience it and to have it be a regular part of your life, just like you would get a massage, because it helps to soften your body and clear out blocks in your body. You would want to get energy work so that you can do the same for your energy field, but also for your body and your mind. For me, I feel like energy work is like the instant fix. I really do. It's been so foundational in my life. And I could share a bit about my experience with energy healing and energy work. So I think that I've always been hyper energy sensitive, and I'm a very clairsentient being, which means I really feel energy in my body. And we can be clairvoyant with it, where we could see energy. We can be clairaudient with it, where we can hear it, like we hear frequencies and sounds. And when I channel light language, I also experience that. So let me just share a little bit about light language. So light language is when you translate energy frequencies into sound vibrations. So it can sound like singing, it can sound like toning, it can sound like different languages. It can be anything really. And when I bring through light language, I often hear it before I emit it. And we can also experience energy work in ways that, like, literally, like through sound waves as well, as I mentioned. And what that does is it vibrates down to the cellular level. So energy works at the DNA level, at the cellular level, and in the spaces all between, and in the etheric space. But like massage, for example, would be more on the physical. It's tactile. It's squeezing the muscles, and so then the lymphatic system can work. It's having your circulation system work in a certain way, etc. And I do feel that humans need touch. And there's some practitioners that combine touch with energy work. But with energy work, the cool thing is it's across time and space. Like, I used to be all in person, and now I'm all online. I'm starting to have some more events in person now. But for me, like, and also as a form of protection, I really prefer to do energy work at a distance. But of course, there's still moments, and through time, like, I used to touch people, and then now I no longer touch people, because I observed how it's most serving for all of us if there is no touch, because it minimizes the exchange of energy, meaning my energy and their energy. Because ideally, you just want to be passing through that universal, that loving frequency, that healing frequency. We don't want to mix it with our personal energies. And so I was always sensitive to energy. And then I had my spiritual awakening. And then my spiritual awakening was happening gradually through medical school. And then in 2012, it was a bit stronger. And then in 2013 is when I had this vision of how to use my energy healing gifts. And it was super clear. They even told me not to wear black, because when I say they, it was like whoever was giving me the vision, the universe, my guides, whoever was giving me the visions. And in that moment, it was a very clairvoyant vision. I was in a meditation. I was in a meditative state, an altered state. And with that, I received the download. And they were clear. They were like, that's when I stopped blow drying my hair. They were like, no more straightening your hair. This is your antenna. So if you're watching the video episode, you could see my hair is very curly, and it is the coils. You know, you think of the Tesla coils, like my hair is the coils that charges for the energy to come through. So it's like, don't straighten your hair, keep your hair natural, don't wear black, it's insulating. It's important that your essence shine through. And they gave me a whole bunch of other information on how to use it, how to visualize it when I use it, what to think of, what to do, what to say within my being and without my, like, outside of my being. And it was really fascinating and amazing, and it worked, and it works. And then I went and I was curious about all kinds of energy work. So at one point I was attuned to Reiki, but then I guess you can say I rescinded that. Like, I took the charge off of my being. So I'm no longer attuned to Reiki. I prefer not to use that. I prefer to use my innate energy healing, which I've called light energy. So it's light healing energy. And because it's both light language, and I use the frequency of light, the highest frequencies of divine love and light. And then I also was attuned to prana therapy, which is also a special container that's a certain way of using energy, and it's more connected to earth energy. And I'm still attuned to that. I haven't really used it in a long time, because that one's done more in person. And then, as I mentioned, my light language started to develop, and it just happened spontaneously. And in that same vision, the light language started to come through, and over time. So I use that in moments where I feel is necessary. And then I use different, and then I went on to another intuition school that I run energies through different meridians, and I started to understand the meridians a bit more and which energies to run through which meridians. And so it's been like a forever journey. And I feel like I'm one that I go with where I'm drawn. I've always gone where I'm drawn to learn from. And then I just stick with what I feel is best for me. And a lot of things that I've learned, I kind of left behind, and my innate ways are always what I go back to. And so different healers are different kinds of archetypes. So I've had many lives doing energy work and as a priestess. And so and that's another aspect of my energy work, is I do a lot of rituals with clients too, both prescribe them rituals, but then do them myself and do them for clients, etc. And I find that the energy work that happens through ritual work is the miracles that comes from the divine. So rituals are a conduit through which we can connect to divine forces and ask for whatever it is whether it is for health or wellness or healing. And so I love the power of rituals because it's, for me, another way to bring energy work into the mix, because it is this unseen force, the divine, our guides, spirit guides, it's coming through to support us in that. And yeah, and so I just feel like with energy, I'm saying I want to bring in some miscellaneous stuff. So with energy work, I feel like it helps us to really go beyond the physical form. And so with that, we can start to quantum leap. We can start to create outcomes and miracles and experiences that were even beyond what we thought was possible. It's like it opens up this portal for so much goodness to come through. And because we're practicing energy hygiene through energy work, and certain meditations can do that as well. And personally, I believe meditation is your personal time for the energy healing work from the divine to come through. So meditation is your time for energy work, energy healing from the divine to come through and channel through you to support you in your greatest becoming. And the more you are attuned to energy work, so I feel like the more you experience energy work in the many different forms, the more powerful your meditations become, because it's like you're tapped into that source. And just by touching it, you can access it again in a way. It's like the body, the soul knows where to go to get that. So I cannot recommend energy healing enough, energy work enough, embodiment work enough. And so find the practitioners that resonate with you and be consistent with it, because the more it's like working out at the gym. The more consistent you are at the gym, the better your body's going to be. The more consistent you are with energy work, the better you're going to feel, the better your body's going to feel, the better your mind's going to feel. And the more synchronicity you're going to bring into your life, the more potential and possibilities you're going to bring into your life. And I feel like we collapse time with energy work too, because there is no time in the energy space. Like we can go within the energy space to different times and places. Like you can go anywhere with energy work. And then through that, it's even like we start to, even astral travel, I feel is connected to energy work. And even in our dream space, it can be connected to energy work. Like you can program your sleep time to be an energy healing to support you. Like there's infinite possibilities in the realm of energy, because energy is infinite possibilities. So I hope and trust and know that you will call upon energy work for the miracles. So even if you suffer from if anyone has any disease, absolutely go get energy work, because the root of all diseases is in your energy field. If you cure it at the energy level, the physical symptoms will go away. Hence why most people who cure things such as cancer or things that seemed incurable, oftentimes they change their life. By changing your life, you automatically change energies. And oftentimes, by doing the energy work, you're then inspired to change your life, because things have shifted and you can't go back to what you had before. So energy work is going to change your life. So things will change in a way that will always serve you, but you may not like it. So you may have to dissolve things in your life. Things may crumble that are not serving you. And so energy work definitely supports you to go on your highest potential timeline. So know that things will shift, but it's always for the better, even if in the moment it doesn't really seem like that. And yeah, go where you're inspired, do your energy work. I support you in that in whatever way I can. You can listen to my guided meditations. They're a form of energy work. You can find them on all streaming platforms under the artist name of Dr. Nikki Starr. And there's cleansing, there's grounding, there's mindfulness. There's so many. At the time of this podcast filming, they are being launched every 2 weeks. I've signed with a music label to do that so that they reach more people, and they're on all the different streaming platforms. But if you're listening to this in the future, they'll probably all have been released by now. And so with that, I send you so much love. Big kiss. Go and get your energy healing and your energy work. And cheers to your greatest becoming. See you soon. Bye for now. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to follow and subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platform and tune in every Friday for a new episode. Spread the love and share this episode with someone who may benefit. So much love to you, and remember who you are.